I just shared with a review of the A1 uh, Asia Wilson's signature. A lady that calls herself a whole continent Asia. I wonder how they respond if an Asian lady calls herself African Wilson or Jamaica or whatever. Um, I just think it's a strange name. Anyway, Caitlin Clark is super hot now, and they still don't have a signature shoe for her. But this Asia Wilson lady has one. Apparently, she won an MVP, but I saw some of the highlights. Nothing too impressive. Sabrina Ionescu has a signature shoe too, but the shoe is decent. But no one cares about. Not many people care about the player. She can nail some deep 3-pointers and can go toe to toe with Steph Curry for 3-point shootouts, but not exactly the kind of player you'd look for highlight reels or whatnot. So this shoe, for a size 9.5, it weighs about 370 grams and it feels just as light as the digit shoe. Look at this logo. It looks like the Dwayne Wade Jordan shoe logo from like 10 years back. So even the commercial, it's got this really unimpressive beat, like a school nursery rhyme, like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, or things like that. So like, I don't know what they're thinking. Design wise, I think this is really simple and brilliant. The silver swoosh is really impressive. It fits sort of true to size, but can be a little bit narrow. So wide footers, I would say you should go half a size up or pass on the shoe. For narrow footers or people who like really tight fit, go true to size. There's nothing pinching. The padding is nice all around. There's a decent heel counter to provide that lockdown. Not a lot of heel slippage I could feel. And this little plate provides pretty decent anti-ankle rollover protection, even though the base is not that wide and it doesn't have a prominent outrigger. Considering that this plate actually does a decent job, like the KD14 side panels. It's not exactly the most breathable shoe, as you can tell, but it's pretty flexible. It's not pinching anywhere, so that it's good. It doesn't have any crazy dead space anyway. It locks down nicely. The Cushlon 3.0, you can feel the difference in terms of density with the Phylon Care and the Cushlon, but overall the cushioning is, compared to other shoes like the Hyper Adapt that just a Cushlon and nothing else, compared to those shoes, this is definitely an upgrade. If you like low to the ground shoes, you might find this is actually maybe too cushy for you. But for those who had problem with low profile shoes that gave you nothing and made you hit the floor hard and made your bone feel the vibrations and all the impact, this is definitely something you would prefer. It's just Cushlon, but density I think has been controlled nicely, so it feels like a softer version of Luka 1, softer version of GT Cut 3, a softer version of Book 1s. The heel to toe offset is there. The shock absorption and cushioning is pretty decent. If someone told me this is the Luka 1s, and if you just maybe lace up the shoe blindfold and maybe step on it, in terms of cushioning, I would say it feels as good, if not slightly more cushy. The insole is a EVA type of insole, which is super thick. So this, even without the insole, the cushioning is pretty good. So with the insole, it's really fluffy and soft. But of course, this would bottom out gradually. So overall, cushioning wise, softer, more pillowy version of Book 1, Luka's, or any other shoe that's like low profile that's lacking cushioning, GT Cut 3s. The outsole pattern, this is where I have a bit of a problem. The patterns are nice. They're nice little nodules, and you would think these would be, dust insensitive, but they're comparable to somewhat lesser degree the Kobe 10s or the Brand Black Rare Metal, and the nodules don't exactly work great on dust. And especially this direction, it's a little weird, but if you're moving side to side to a certain degree, it really provides a good grip. But when you're moving along the grain on certain movements, you feel that little sliding. So the traction pattern, not exactly well thought of. Of course, on clean courts, you could just wear anything and not slip and slide. So the outsole pattern, it's okay, nice try, it's something different, but could have been better. Price point is pretty good. It's just about $100 or less than that. So yeah, design wise, I think this is one of the most beautiful Nike shoes designed in recent years.